first of all, I'd like to thank you for your feedback, for watching me this week. It's been a very, very busy week, but I'm here with another episode of Written in the Stars by Rux. So, as I've said to you last week, I want to delve a bit into the psychological aspects of each and every individual sign of the zodiac. Although this is not going to be a forecasting type of channel, I thought it would be a good idea to take each and every sign one by one and explain to you what the energy of every one of them is. For instance, Pisces energy has nothing to do basically with Aries energy, and so on. So today, the very first sun sign that I am going to talk to you guys about is Pisces, because at the end of the day, it's Pisces season. Happy birthday to you all there, my little fishy friends. And yeah, well, they deserve to be first, basically. So, moving forward, Pisces is the 12th sign of the zodiac. This means a lot of things. First of all, they're ruled by Neptune, which is the planet of creativity, of no boundaries, the planet of artists. Neptune in Greek and Roman mythology would rule the seas, the oceans, so the Pisces energy is boundless. It knows absolutely no boundaries. Pisces in general, they are in tune with the energy of the universe, so they are very spiritual people. They are people who can sense other people's feelings quite easily. They're a water sign and a feminine sign as well. That also says a lot about the type of energy surrounding them. And because they're the 12th sign of the zodiac, that means that Pisces and Neptune, obviously, because whenever I talk about a sun sign, I always talk about the planet ruling that specific sign as well. As you'll see moving on, they are quite intertwined. So you can't talk about Pisces without referring to Neptune. These two, they rule the 12th house. I think I've told you before, the 12th house in a chart, in a birth chart for instance, is the chart preceding your first house, which rules personality. The 12th house, on the other hand, rules hidden enemies. It rules karma, it rules your subconscious, your dreams, everything that happens under wraps. So most of the times, the 12th house rules things that we aren't even aware of. They're buried deep within our subconscious, and we need to dig throughout our whole lives to uncover what's happening deep down in there. In old astrology, the 12th house was considered to have a lot to do with death. However, that's not necessarily true. So, after years and years of study, astrologers have realized that the 12th house doesn't indicate too much about a person's death. The 12th house, as I've said, it rules your subconscious, your dreams. It rules karma, it rules previous lives, so it basically rules everything that you bring from the past, from your past lives even, into this world. And most of these things you are not necessarily consciously aware of. They become uncovered day after day, year after year, as you move on with your life, and you're like, oh, I did not know I had this in me. Well, that's got something to do with your 12th house, or with Neptune. So back to Pisces. As I've told you, Pisces in general are very attuned to our and to collective subconsciousness, to the subconsciousness of the entire universe, basically. They can tell from the get-go if they have a good hunch about someone, if they have a good feeling. They can tell intuitively if they've got a good vibe going on. So they're very good at reading people's feelings. They're very sensitive in that sense. In addition to this, Pisces, because they have this tendency to see the good in people, they might come across as being a little bit maybe too innocent, maybe naive, but that's not true. Their energy says something else. They say the universe is a whole. Love in the universe knows no boundaries. My love for the entire humanity should not know any boundaries, so that's why I choose to see the good in you. That's why, as I've said, they might come across as a bit naive, they might come across as people who you can easily take advantage of, but that's not because they are intrinsically stupid. Absolutely not. It's got nothing to do with their abilities of telling if you are wrong or right, or if there's any good in you, or if there's any bad. They can tell that very easily from the get-go. But as I've said, they prefer to see the good parts in you. Pisces are ruled by Neptune. Neptune, as a planet, is a modern one, so it affects masses of people. It affects the whole humanity. It affects a generation. For instance, between 1970 and 1984, Neptune was in Sagittarius, and the people born at that time are known to be idealists who believe in a better cause. Neptune dissolves boundaries. Neptune dissolves the structures imposed upon us by Saturn, the planet of structure and control. And Neptune is not a rebel in the sense that Uranus makes us become. So Neptune is all about peace, harmony, about becoming one with the universe. However, because this world has a lot to do with Saturn and structure and control, Neptune people that are ruled by Neptune, Pisces people, they become very disappointed earlier in life, and they tend to build a facade between them and the whole world so that people don't take advantage of them anymore, so that they can't be disappointed anymore. Neptune, again, is the planet of illusion and magic and enchantment. That is why Pisces people, I've said this, they're very good artists. They are extremely creative. They see the world with different eyes. They're masters of illusions in themselves. And as a profession, a Pisces would do excellently if they would choose, for instance, photography or film directing, or even anything that's got to do with beauty and makeup, because at the end of the day, beauty and makeup and everything we do to make us more beautiful is basically an illusion. I'm not saying that's good or bad, I'm just saying things the way they are. So yeah, Pisces people are very good in professions that require a different vision. So they see the world with different eyes. They distill reality, they filter it, and then they render it more beautiful, more glamorous. Speaking of glamour, Pisces women are the most glamorous women of the whole zodiac, because they are very good at transforming themselves in the character that people want to see in front of them. Take, for instance, Rihanna. Speaking of glamorous, as I've said. Moving on, I want to talk to you about a bit physical features of Pisces. So, in general, Pisces tend to be not very tall people. They tend to have short and delicate limbs. But the feature that is most prominent in Pisces is their eyes. You can always tell a Pisces by his or her eyes. They're very beautiful, watery, deep, profound, the type of eyes you can literally get lost in. So that's how you can tell a Pisces. But be careful, don't stare in their eyes, because they're gonna think you're some kind of freak. And yeah. Moving on. Pisces in general are the sign of martyrs, of people who would sacrifice themselves for the greater good. Pisces hates conflict. They want people to live in harmony. They will most likely avoid conflict at any cost. and they will willingly sacrifice themselves for your own good, just so that they don't feel guilty with afterwards, because they can't live with all the guilt that they carry on. They feel somehow that everything that's happening in the world, good or bad, has something to do with them, just because they can sense all the energy moving around them. Pisces in general have a propensity towards vices, towards addictions. They easily become addicted to everything that pleases their senses, and not only pleases their senses, but allows them to escape this world, just because they don't really think the world will ever be as good as they imagine it to be in their head. They prefer to escape. So drugs, medicines, cigarettes, alcohol, sugar, basically any type of addiction is very likely to stick to a Pisces. So be very, very careful with that. Pisces also have some sort of reputation for being a bit dishonest. I have to say that's not necessarily true. The thing is, as I've told you before, they see the good in people. But when they see the bad in people and they realize that people want to take advantage of them, they build this facade and they will protect it at all costs so that people don't hurt them, because they are so sensitive. They're very, very easily hurt. They soak up people's emotions and it hurts them deep, deep down inside. So they prefer to move in life with the help of the occasional lie, just because it will make them adapt easier. And it will make their whole suffering, because yes, unfortunately, they do suffer a lot. It will make it easier. It will diminish the level of suffering in their lives. I'm sorry. I really feel for you, my fellow Pisces. But on the other hand, you are the visionaries of the zodiac. Steve Jobs, oh my god, I'm gonna talk to you about Steve Jobs. He was a Pisces, my fellow friends, although he acted throughout his life as an Aries, because he was so strong and so stubborn because of the Mars that he had in Aries, the neighbor sign. He was such a visionary, and he had this ideal in his head. Pisces are idealists. They are the idealists of the zodiac. He wanted to change the world and mold it the way he saw it in his head. And yes, I've got to tell you, we all know he did that. So, bravo, Steve Jobs. Pisces are very good at predicting what people will like. So for instance, if you're working with a Pisces, they are very good to be used, I'm sorry. But yes, they are very good to be used for predicting trends. They act as some sort of bellwether. So yeah, pay attention to what a Pisces is saying, because it might be the next big thing that changes the world. Let's talk a bit about love, because Pisces, they love to love. They love the entire universe. Their love is limitless. It knows no boundaries. When they love you, when they fall in love with someone, they are gonna give you their entire being on a silver platter forever, because they believe in forever. They're idealists. Don't forget about that. In terms of relationships, though, the ideal partner for a Pisces, the complementary sign on the zodiac chart, is Virgo. It's quite a tricky combination, I think you'd say, but the thing is, Virgo is the discerning, discriminatory earth sign of the zodiac, whereas Pisces is the idealist, the one who loves with no boundaries, who would sacrifice himself for the good of the whole humanity. These two work very, very well together. Pisces is going to show Virgo how not to get lost in details, how to see the bigger picture, how to transcend the mundane, whereas Virgo is going to keep Pisces grounded and make sure he doesn't fall into an alcoholic coma or something like that. I'm joking, obviously, but yeah, Pisces and Virgo energies work very, very well together. In love, in romance, and also in business, because they complement each other very, very beautifully. So my dear friends, I've told you a bit about Pisces. I know there's a lot more to cover, and I want to say, if you've got any questions about Pisces, please comment below and I'll reply to your comments and your questions, and I'll even answer to some of them in my next video. So please feel free to ask me anything that's on your mind about Pisces. I'm really curious to see what you think about this. And that's all for today. See you next time.